butterflies in your stomach, the kilig feeling you get when that special person is around and your heart is thumping in your chest. Does this sound familiar? For most of us, that's our heart telling us that we're in love. But as it turns out, love is really all about the brain, which in turn makes the rest of our body go crazy. Today, we will look at the science of love, from the brain chemicals that give us all those happy feelings to deciding what love means in the context of our relationships. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and our goal here on the program is to help you better understand the care you need and deserve. You're watching MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines. All the songwriters and poets can try putting emotions into words, but love is such a mystery that we need the help of science to explain it even more. To help us understand our brain on love, let's welcome our guests. With us is Lizzie Ann Puno, who is a counseling psychologist and relationship therapist from the International Counseling and Psychology Center. Also joining us is Celi Magpantay. She is a clinical psychologist from St. Luke's Medical Center. Anecdotally, love is a matter of the heart, but the main organ affected by love is the brain. I'll start the discussion here with Lizzie. If the brain is the main organ for love, can love be scientifically explained as a mere congregation of chemical reactions and hormones for that matter?
Unconsciously, we have an image of what feels good, what is pleasurable, that has been imprinted in our minds even from when we are children. And of course, the feel-good section of the brain, which is in the limbic system, triggered by the brain structure called the amygdala, can release all these hormones, oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin, truly giving us a high and truly making us feel that, wow, this is the person that I'm looking for. This is the person who's right for me. And we fall head over heels in love so quickly because of that feeling that is felt in the brain, trickling down to our bodies, to our hearts, to just that overall feeling.
Now, aside from our brain, love's effects show up in our bodies as well. Lizzie, what are naman some of the healthy effects of love on the body?
People who are in relationships supposedly would be promised longevity, that it actually allows themselves to really extend life because you put an effort in taking care of yourself. When we feel good overall, then we want to keep a balance in all areas of our life, not only the physical body, but the social, the professional, the psychological. And so you want to be the best for your partner. And all of those things make you sleep better, exercise more, keep fit, and all of these things that you do for yourself as well as for your partner.
Celi, what are some of the negative effects that can happen to a person or to a person's body, physical body for that matter, when they are in love?
Because love, as mentioned, is also powerful. It heals you. And at the same time, when the love becomes toxic, it's like energy that also kills the body. So you will notice that you will have a very low immune system. You will also feel distress, and sometimes it can lead to a lot of mental health issue if the loves become toxic.
Now, when it comes to relationships, most of us have no idea what we're doing. We're on cloud nine during the first stages of love, but as we move into the struggles of everyday life, personal baggage may start to show. We can find ourselves in the face of hurt feelings, escalating conflict, and emotional withdrawal. How can we call a relationship quote-unquote healthy?
Having a healthy connection that brings both of you joy, of course, communication, making time for each other, and really prioritizing the other, an attitude of curiosity. that you are constantly interested in the other person so that the other person could truly feel cherished and special by you.
I notice a lot of people who are in healthy relationships, talk about their day, talk about some really mundane things. What is the role of open communication in a healthy relationship?
Communication maintains the emotional closeness that is so crucial to a healthy relationship. And communication of your thoughts, your feelings, your dreams, your interests, and your passion allows you to stay connected with your partner and safeguard the relationship, from any vulnerabilities of other things invading it.
Sally, how important is trust in a healthy relationship? Ito ba yung just letting your partner just do whatever because may trust naman? Or is there a healthy level of trust in every relationship?
When you know that you are trusting your partner, even if that partner is far away from you, you can still feel at peace and secure that you are connected to that person. So knowing that the person's best interest in mind whenever you go builds more trust, and it also fosters the love and relationship in the marriage or in the couple's life.
Now, healthy relationships are something you work hard for. But sometimes, no matter how hard we work, it just doesn't seem to work. When we return, we'll talk about the red flags in a relationship. We're your connection to healthcare. You're watching MedTalk Health Talk. We're always told to steer clear of people who exhibit red flags. But what exactly are relationship red flags? And what should we look out for? I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and you're watching MedTalk Health Talk. We're together in health. When you're dating someone new, the romance and excitement during the honeymoon phase can be blinding. And because of this, we may not see warning signs. Red flags indicate a reason to cease or back away from a relationship that some might be very clear, but others may not be that obvious. Also, it can take some time for a red flag to present itself in a relationship. Now, Lissy, while certainly not universal, what are some of the common red flags in a relationship?
When a relationship with another person is affecting your mental health, in ways that it creates low moods, a lot of worries and anxieties, a lot of conflict that triggers a dysregulation in your emotions and in your function, then of course that's a red flag. The second one is a change in your personality, the change in your self-esteem. Again, how you value yourself or your sense of worth, and sort of like challenges in communication, in problem solving, that you're constantly stressed and distressed, lonely and isolated. I think this is really important red flags. People who are in challenging relationships are usually the last people to realize that they are in one.
Now, I'd like to ask Sally, are these red flags a reason to walk away, or should they be addressed and used to mend a relationship?
It depends on the relationship, the extent of the relationship. If it's just a simple misunderstanding, like, for example, communication problem, it's better to address it. It's worth saving. But if there's really manipulation, if there's abuse, better not to continue.
The line between a healthy and unhealthy relationship can be quickly crossed and difficult to identify, even with signs that may seem obvious to others. When you're in a toxic relationship, it can be hard to see red flags. If you're constantly unhappy and drained from seeing your partner, it can be a sign that something needs to change. Now, Lissy, what makes it so difficult for the people involved to leave that relationship?
Well, I think one of the things that I'd like to highlight here would be fear, anxiety, and worry, right? I mean, if you have been together for a long time, familiarity with a person might be better than starting anew elsewhere. And sometimes a toxic relationship actually offers a different kind of security, right? A different kind of safety. And so you're willing to withstand the toxicity because of what you might gain. It's difficult to give up maybe a lifestyle or the years, time that you've invested with one another. And again, just sort of like the memories that you've invested in. So a lot of people hold on. And then, of course, there's that anticipation that what if pwede pa magbago? What if there's still a possibility of change? Sometimes even self-doubt, right? Maybe I'm the one at fault. Maybe I'm the one contributing to the toxicity. So all of those factors can contribute to that.
Now, Lissy, what are some of the signs in a relationship that goes beyond not just toxic but abusive na?
So first of all, when you are in an abusive relationship, you want to really think that there could be psychological disorders that contribute to the abuse. Of course, mental health issues, childhood trauma, personality disorders, that could contribute to one being an abuser. People would have heard, of course, of physical abuse, and there are clear physical signs that the abuse is happening, although sometimes the victim may tend to deny this or hide it from people. But there is, of course, emotional abuse, which is very difficult to discern, psychological abuse, spiritual abuse, financial abuse, and, amongst others. You will actually know, being in this relationship, you are the best person to know what you're experiencing. And if your gut feel is telling you something is not right, this doesn't feel good, please seek professional help.
Sally, for people experiencing physical abuse in a relationship, is there a hotline that they can call or somewhere they can go to for help?
There are hotlines like the NCMH and other NGOs that are providing some free psychological first aid for the abuser. But remember, even though they seek help, it's not easy to get out of the relationship. The context of that is the codependency. They know they are abused in many ways, but cutting the ties of the abuser is a very difficult process, and they need constant counseling in order for them to be empowered to get out of a toxic relationship.
Even if your relationship seems healthy, it can be helpful to take a step back and look for ways to make it better. We'll talk about this and more when we return. Your health is our mission. This is MedTalk Health Talk. We all know by now how hard it is to maintain a healthy relationship. Even when people get along really well, stress and daily life can cause conflicts that seem difficult or impossible to resolve. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and you're watching MedTalk Health Talk, where your care comes first. Relationship counseling or couples therapy focuses on helping people improve their romantic relationships. While these are often used to address problems, it can be helpful at any stage of a relationship. Lissy, my question is, what happens during couples therapy?
You want to think of couples counseling as preventive. We are preventing negative habits from setting in. We are preventing sort of like conflict from escalating. So couples counseling is preventive. The second thing is couples counseling is psychoeducational. We grow up in different households, so bring in different skills of relating to one another. And so in couples counseling, you're able to learn efficient relationship communication, caring skills that would actually help your relationship grow and be enhanced in a more fulfilling way. And the third thing is couples counseling, of course, is curative, repair work. If you're coming in with some challenges, then of course the therapeutic process can help you a way through.
Effective therapy doesn't only depend on the skills and experience of the counselor, but also the willingness of the couple. Now, Lizzie, what are some of the things that we can do to make the therapy more effective?
You want to make them feel safe in the counseling room. You want to reassure and normalize the situation that a lot of people go through challenges in life, and that's okay. And really reinforcing that asking for help really reveals strength, courage, and maturity. And it is not a sign of weakness. And if the couple is feeling that this is a stigma, you want to reassure them that, mental health is really one of the more important areas of well-being.
Healthy relationships are marked by an ability to solve problems that might pose a threat to the long-term success of your relationship. By being able to analyze the relationship, you can work together to build a more fulfilling one. Now, Sally, what are some tips for building a stronger relationship?
I think it starts with knowing your partner more deeply, be more considerate in their needs, like listening, their psychological way of loving, because we have different expression of love. So understanding those different needs psychologically, mentally, and having the right mindset, the same directions in the future will create a better and long-lasting relationship.
Lizzie, before we go, do you have any advice or any tips for our viewers on our couples on how they can stay in love?
So, love is not only a feeling, right? Because as you know, feelings are fleeting, feelings can change. I just want to share with all the couples out there that love is a decision. Love is a commitment. And when you make a commitment to love someone, really make it your mission, your passion to maintain this love as people are searching for their forever. And there are many things that you can do in order to stay in love, stay connected emotionally, stay loving through daily caring behaviors, constantly communicate through various interests and intellectual compatibility. Show your love and affection through many different ways, and safeguard your relationship for the long haul.
This discussion, I'm sure, was very helpful to both singles and couples alike. Thank you very much, counseling psychologist Ms. Lizzie Ann Puno and clinical psychologist Ms. Sally Magpantay, for sharing your expertise on this very interesting topic. Now, the quality of a person's relationship can dictate their quality of life. The term love makes us stronger isn't just a cliche. When we know how to heal relationships and keep them strong, they can make us resilient. We want to be your partner for a lifetime of good health. I'm Dr. Freddy Gomez, and this is MedTalk Health Talk on CNN Philippines.